Thank you.
I'll tell you.
Okay. I'm currently on my way to Rockland, Maine for the Maine Lobster Festival, which is something I've had on my bucket list for years now. I plan to stealth camp in my van tonight and then attend the final day of the festival tomorrow. However, at the moment, I'm currently in a race against the clock because I need a shower tonight, and I didn't realize the closest Planet Fitness gym was over 2 hours away until less than 3 hours before they close. Now that I'm on my second camper van, a lot of people assumed that I was going to build a shower into this van, but I will never have a shower in any van that I build. Maybe a portable one for the back, just for certain situations, like when I was camping at a hot spring, but otherwise, it's just not really realistic for me to shower in a van. I take very long showers, and I use like 4 different shampoos and conditioners on my very thick hair. I would be refilling my water tank constantly. So it's not really worth it for me, so instead I live my life around Planet Fitness's clock, apparently. Planet Fitness and Walmart used to have so many more 24/7 locations before the pandemic, which made van life so much easier. I made it here about 30 minutes before closing, and I knew I was going to have to shower faster than I've ever showered before. Someone give me a medal because I finished with a solid 4 minutes to spare before the gym closed. I didn't have time to dry my hair, but at least I had time to wash it, I guess. I spent the rest of the evening cleaning up the van, working, and making dinner until it got late enough that I felt like it was time to go to my stealth camping spot for the night. I think Rockland, Maine is one of the easiest East Coast stealth camping cities I've found. I had so many options to choose from and they all felt safe. However, this was my first night in town and I didn't think I would be able to get any closer to the actual Lobster Festival, but the next night I ended up stealth camping like a minute walk away from the actual festival entrance, so I wish I would have just had faith in my skills and just drove right to the festival to try to find a spot. However, I always just feel better when I'm perusing on Google Maps and can see before I drive and not waste gas money. There was a parking spot directly between the hotel and the Applebee's, which I think made it just perfect. Then neither company knows if my van is meant to be parked with either of them, so I think it just greatly decreases my risk of getting a knock. Plus, it's an Applebee's bar and grills, so maybe the hotel will think I was drinking and just left my car for the restaurant. Or maybe that I'm working construction on the Applebee's, and the Applebee's can just think I'm with the hotel. Basically, I'm just trying to confuse everyone. Before I pulled into the spot, whenever I park at a hotel, I always do like a little sweep around and see if the cars have parking passes displayed in their windows, because then I would definitely not want to park there. But tonight, this looks like it's going to be the perfect spot. On the Applebee's side, I've got my hard hat, my safety vest, very stealthy. All right. I have to get up at 4 a.m. tomorrow for this festival, so I think I'm just gonna call it a night and go right to bed, which is kind of how stealth camping spots should be. Plus, it's a great night for stealth camping because I'm getting up at 4 a.m., so I'm only gonna be here for 6 hours total. So the odds of me getting a knock, I feel like knocks always happen at like 1, 2 a.m. The spot I stayed last night was a more risky spot and I didn't sleep very well. And to be honest, I had nightmares and I just had anxiety all night and I couldn't sleep. So I'm glad to be in a spot tonight that I feel so great about. Spoiler, I did not get up at 4 a.m. because my phone alarm didn't go off correctly, so I was a little late and I didn't get there until about 5:12 in the morning. I thought I was going to be totally fine though, because the website said the line started at 5 a.m. and registration didn't actually start until 7 a.m. So I was really hoping I could still make the cut, because I'm about to enter the line for the iconic Great Crate Race. But real quick, just take a moment and notice how there are 3 people who are just moments ahead of me. And note, this is how fast the line started to form once 5 a.m. hit. I grabbed a chair from the main stage area and just sat and hoped for the next 2 hours that I would be able to make the cut to run across lobster crates in the freezing cold ocean for a chance at the grand prize. Which I don't even know what the grand prize is. I just really want to run across some crates in the ocean. Unfortunately, the line was cut off just 2 groups ahead of me.
I'm really sorry. We're counting when we get there, but I think 75 is going to stop right here. And I just want to let you know, definitely stay. but there's a chance that it's going to be tight.
So unfortunately, that means I did not make the cut. But I spoke to the woman in charge, and well, just wait to the end of the video because you still just may see me run across some lobster crates today. Apparently the first person in line was there at 2 a.m. I guess because they advertised the line starts at 5 a.m. this year, people decided to show up even earlier than usual to guarantee their spot, and you know what, honestly, I can respect that. I had kind of gotten my heart set on the participation medal for the lobster crate races, and I just didn't want to leave this fair today without a lobster medal of some kind. So that's how I kind of made the completely impulsive and out of character just plan to sign up for the 5K race. Even though I absolutely was not prepared at all to do this, and oh, by the way, it starts in like 30 minutes. So at least getting up early this morning paid off in some ways. Plus, it got me a free great parking spot right at the fair entrance, and because I parked here, I realized there was an area just a few spots ahead that would be the perfect stealth camping spot for tonight. And so now I'm really able to say I stealth camped the Lobster Festival as it was right at the entrance. Rockland has been such a great city for van life, and there have been so many great stealth camping spots, and it's just so nice to have found so many easy spots without no overnight camping signs everywhere, as per usual. I am not a runner. I am not prepared for this. The last time I ran that far was probably like high school. What do you even wear to run? I'm excited. Yes. Okay, so it is a lobster festival, so it feels so rushed. I just realized they didn't give me pins for my number, so I'm gonna have to find pins in the van somewhere. And we cannot forget the most important piece of this outfit, lobster earrings. We don't have time for this! I should probably like stretch before running a 5K or something. Oh, I have little seashells for my hair. 15 minutes till the race starts. These earrings these earrings have to be in strong because am I running? I forgot I had this. Okay, this is perfect. How am I decked? How did I happen to have enough accessories in this vehicle for a lobster festival? I don't even know. Like ready to run a 5K at any moment. Grabbing a Cliff Bar. My new Insta360. If you watched my NASCAR videos, someone stole my last one. Yay. This number does not match my outfit. I have to put it up here. Can I put it down here? Yeah, we're gonna put it down here. We need a second pin. I'm running out of time. Oh my goodness. Don't make fun of me. This is the only pin I can think of right now. Maybe it's just for good luck. Okay. Woo! Snacks, cameras, numbers, backpack. Don't question it. I'm probably gonna speed walk. I'm not really gonna run. We all knew that, right? Shoes. Socks. Honestly, this might seem chaotic to you, but it's kind of fun. I'm not gonna lie. Like, there's no real consequence if I don't make it on time. Woo! My mom had a crazy cool idea that I should make a new bucket list and try to do a 5K in every state as I travel. I already have a bucket list trying to vlog stealth camping in every state, but I feel like that really just steps it up and would be so cool to have a race number for each state. I was thinking maybe the Rocky Run for PA, the Monopoly Run for New Jersey, the Cherry Blossom Run for DC, and just trying to find iconic races in every state that I go to. I'm not a very active person per se. My job is sitting and editing on a computer and writing magazine articles for George Magazine, so I just sit a lot most days. Going to the gym is just really boring for me, but I think this could be a really great motivation to just add some more healthy habits into my life. As I'm getting older, I can tell that I will be thankful in a few decades if I start being more active and just taking better care of my body now. I guess I don't really need to stretch arms. All right, I'm feeling limber.
My mom is going to watch this and be so confused and shocked. I'm confused and shocked as to why I paid money to do physical activity. Like, I paid $40 to run. Starts doing that.
Remember when you told me that I should take it slow, but I can't stay when the world is waiting. I'm too used to being on my own. Hearts will break, but I have to chase it. I'm dancing on the edge again. The wind is calling my name. I'm dancing on the edge again. This time, not looking back, babe. You can change me, you can tell me down. I'll be there, goes in every place I fight. I'll break the molds with rebels mind. I'm a hurricane of free born mind. I remember when you told me I should settle down, but these restless feet won't keep me grounded. The open road's the only place I found where I feel like
Thank you.
I'm dancing on the edge again. The wind is calling my name.
That felt really weird to just like intentionally litter, but
This
that's what we do.
I'm not looking back, babe. You can change me, you can tell me down. I'll be there, goes in every place I fight. I'll break the molds with rebels.
Good, that's just good.
Nice job.
Thank you.
You can tell me down. I'll be there, goes in every place I fight. I'll break the molds with rebels mind. I'm a hurricane of free.
All right. I did it. The medal is super cool looking. And now I am starving.
One of the things the Maine Lobster Festival is known for is, of course, the food. But it's actually not just the lobster. Every day of the festival, starting at 8 a.m., they have all-you-can-eat Maine wild blueberry pancakes for $14. And there is so much more going on all weekend long. They kicked off the fair on Wednesday, and today is Sunday, and it's the last day. They have arts and crafts tents, a petting zoo, a touch tank where you can hold a lobster, a heritage tent, a beer garden, a cooking competition, an art show, and a schedule packed with events. From the crowning of the 2025 Maine Lobster Sea Goddess, appearances from King Neptune, a brews and wines event, lots of live music, a pirate encampment where kids can learn to be a pirate and practice sword skills, and even see a cannon fire off. And you can even tour the Navy ship USS Arlington with free 30-minute tours. There's a grand parade, a dog show, and more. And that's all before Sunday, which is the biggest day of the fair, where there's a 5K and 10K race, as well as a lot of kids events like a codfish carry and a lobster eating competition. Unfortunately, only kids can enter most of the events of the day, except the cornhole competition, and the cornhole competition costs $60 to enter. So my only other option really is the Great Crate Race, so I'm still holding out hope I'll be able to run across the crates today.
I'm not. I'm eating pancakes. I'm eating blueberry pancakes. They're unlimited pancakes, $14. And chocolate milk, because after you do physical activity, you're supposed to drink chocolate milk. And this morning I ran a 5K. No, wait, I'm sorry. I walked it. I speed walked it. But either way, I got the medal. I videoed it. Say hi to the vlog. It's all about balance. Look at the little metal. Right? I have no idea what I'm going to do with it. I live in a van, but... Love you. Bye.
The Maine Lobster Festival started in 1947, and while their first year was a financial loss technically, it was because they offered all-you-can-eat lobster for $1. So to me, that sounded like the greatest event in history. I would pay a lot more than $1 for all-you-can-eat lobster. These days, you pay $40 and you get 3 bites worth. In the beginning of the festival, ideas and traditions were tossed around and changed. In 1948, it was actually even called the Maine Lobster and Seafoods Festival. It was growing and becoming an annual part of the community that people came to love and look forward to, which is why in 1990, when it was going to be canceled for financial reasons, the whole community rallied and found business partnerships and new people to take charge and make sure the show would go on. It's a completely volunteer-run festival that's also a nonprofit organization. They've donated almost $1 million to local charities and organizations, but also towards rebuilding the local community through fences, parks, and repairs. The festival brings in over $1 million for the community and does wonders to just boost the regional economy, which is actually why it was started in the first place back in 1947, with the goal of bringing people here to Rockport, Maine. But as you've seen this weekend, it's doing so much more. Here in the Arts and Crafts tent, it's also uplifting and supporting local artists. I loved the rock art that I saw when I first came in, and it even inspired me to want to go to a beach and make some of my own. As you walk around, you can really just feel the pride these people have for their state and their community, and I think that's just so beautiful. As someone who's constantly moving around, I think there is so much beauty though in being a part of a community, in staying put and putting roots down and knowing your neighbors and growing something and being a part of the same traditions every single year. I think the marine tent was easily one of the coolest tents. You could learn about seashells, learn how to tie knots like a fisherman, and even hold a live lobster. According to the Lobster Fest program book, the average outdoor turkey fryer lobster cooker produces enough heat to cook about 15 pounds of lobster in 15 minutes. But what you're looking at right now is the world's largest lobster cooker, and it can cook 1,600 pounds of lobster in 15 minutes. And the cooker is even made up of bricks that are customized to thank each generous sponsor who made the construction of the system possible. And someone was even there to teach me a bit more about lobsters and how to tell the difference between the males and the females.
I'll tell you in a minute.
Okay.
This is the female because it's like needle fin, and on here is like a real hard one, and that's the male.
The cooker became a part of the festival in 2008, and it's how they cook more than 20,000 pounds of lobster in just 5 days for this festival. Back in 2008, when it was first made, they weren't actually able to test the cooker until 1 week before that year's festival, so they had to just trust and hope that it was all going to go smoothly, and not only did it go well, but they have now been using it ever since and for many years to come. This is already its 17th year in operation. From there, after being cooked, the lobster is carried to the food tents to be served in a long list of different ways. Well, it looks like they're already all set up for the Great Crate Race, and it's gonna start in just a few hours. So I figured since it is a lobster festival, it just wouldn't be right to go without my lobster. It may be a lobster festival, but I know he's really just here to see the bunnies. I know where the bunnies are. Nope. I found Batman.
Hopes and wishes for us to make it through the night. Stormy weather, weary eyes. Hope to make it through the night. For this night is all this time you thought we'd never pay the price.
honestly, I was mainly focused on meeting Rocky the lobster. I asked David to take a video I could turn into a photo, and he decided to take his job very, very seriously. Maybe a little too seriously.
Find yourself by
What are you doing? It was very impressive. The line goes all the way back here and around there. Next, we decided to hit up the food tents because it would be wrong to go to Lobster Fest and not eat a lobster. I thought about getting the kind where you have to, crack open the lobster yourself, but I'm the kind of person who, if I have to look at my food as an animal, I will start to consider going vegetarian or just cry thinking about that lobster's family who's probably missing them very much, and then imagine them giving that little monologue from Shark's Tale.
My sister had a baby, and I took it over because she passed away, and then the baby lost its legs and its arms, and now it's nothing but a stump. True story.
So I'm sorry to say it, but I wasn't that impressed with the lobster. But to be honest, we both had lobster pizza in Key West, Florida recently, and it was mind-blowing, life-changing, like tears were shed. And so now David just thinks my bar is too high for lobster, and I hate to say it, I just wasn't that impressed. But I don't know, I think I like when the lobster roll, like the bread is warm, and also when there's a good bread to lobster ratio. So call me picky if you want, but I'm spending $30 on a half a size of like a normal sandwich. I think it's okay to be picky. But besides the lobster, the second thing here at the festival you can't miss is the lobster crate race. They tie together 50 floating wooden lobster crates filled with seaweed to help them float a bit more, and then 75 contestants get to attempt to run across them. The person who gets the furthest wins, and losing means falling into the freezing cold ocean water. If you do make it to the end of the crates, you turn around and go back, and you can just keep going until you fall or until you call it quits. Someone say the trick to being good at this is running like a cartoon character, and now I can't unsee it. But honestly, I completely agree. Knees up and not pushing off with your feet, but instead having quick steps definitely is key. However, there's definitely an advantage for lighter, smaller people, which is why there's 4 divisions split by weight. The all-time record for the supersize category is 104 crates. The medium weight category is 524 crates. Lightweight is 6,188 crates, and the featherweight category is 6,500 crates. You can see these little kids just flying across these crates, and even if they do trip, they're able to just pick themselves back up. But with the larger weight categories, just one moment of hesitation can land you right in the water. The lobster crate races are actually original to the festival and created by Diane and William Atwood in the 1970s here in Maine. One day, Diane was just sitting and looking down at the wharf at some lobster crates and thought, how many could I run across? And then one thing led to another, and then her sons were testing out the original race course, and now they do it every year. Every year they also change a little something to the course to mix it up and keep it fresh. However, some kids really can just go all day on the course and never fall in. They'll just keep running back and forth over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Honestly, after watching that, it made me glad I didn't make the cut, because this sport is definitely geared towards little kids and highly athletic people, so I'm glad they all got a chance at the grand prize. But me, all I really wanted was a chance to run across the crates and be a part of the history and excitement of the iconic races. So the Great Crate Race is officially over, and it was really cool getting to see so many people try to do something so weird and new and interesting. And so this morning, I unfortunately did not make the cut for being able to compete in the competition, but I stepped out of my comfort zone and I talked to someone who was a volunteer, and I said, hey, I just really want to try this. Is there any way at any point? And she offered me 2 amazing options: to either come during practice and she'd let me run it once, or to come after the fact and try it afterwards. And so it's officially 4:37. The race is finishing up and I need to get ready because I'm gonna run my own little crate race.
There was a lot in this town. It had a really nice sparkle. I was about to forget, but you.
I might look like I'm very confident walking up to this, but I was actually very nervous. I was trying to remember everything that I learned from watching the races, but then it all mentally went right out the window as soon as I stepped on the very first crate, and it was not as easy as it looked.
Moving on to the void is gone. You don't know until you lost somebody.
5! I got 5 crates! Not my proudest or greatest achievement per se, but genuinely I'm so glad I got to try it. And then I was just trying to get out of the freezing cold water as soon as possible. But thank you so much for joining me on this adventure, and I hope to see you in the next video as I explore in Stealth Camp in Acadia National Park.